Oh, hey folks, how you doing? Paul with you again. Welcome. It is barely an afternoon. It is 12:05 to be precise, and we are going to go ahead and get into it. Let's get you caught up and know everything that you need to know. We will start with Bitcoin, and then we will move forward. Take care of the markets. I'm soaking wet. I just cut a yard and I'm filthy dirty. So I have to hope that I dry out because I'm kind of cold, frankly. It's getting a little late for this. It's a very unusual season this year here. Okay, so, all right, we've got JM Bullion. Let's start there. Gold now down $91 to 4,675, and silver's down $2.66 to $72.83. It was down real big last night. I saw it at midnight. It was down like $4.60. It was very, very down. So that's come up a little bit. Let's check out Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is, it's down about 1,200 points. It's 1218 down. It's at 66,876. Now, I already looked at the Dow. The Dow apparently is unfazed by this $11 rise in gasoline. Now it's down to about $9, I think. The Dow unconcerned. I thought it would be very, very bad, 1,500 points down. But Dow is not interested or doesn't care. NASDAQ was equally uninterested in Trump's press conference or whatever it was. So there you have it. I guess, I don't know. When you see a rise of it right now, I think it's about $9. Let's check for oil. Maybe it went up, maybe it went down. Let's check. We'll get into oil. Oil prices, well, they're up again. It's now up to $111.67. It is now down. It changed again. Now it's 111, but it's still 11.52%, and this is just in a matter of hours, less than a day. So ridiculous, truly. All right, so let's continue on here. We covered all the markets, so let's just go ahead and get into Drudge now and bring you up to date on what I think you should know. By the way, about an hour ago, I checked the Chinese AI guy, and he claims that there's a ship. I forget what registry it's at, Liberia or something. It wasn't one that I recognized immediately. But it tried to make it through the straits, and it was hit by a rocket. And it is bleeding its cargo into the ocean, and they can't stop it fast enough. So I'm not seeing that here on Drudge, so I have no way to substantiate that claim there that I'm just telling you. And this is how it is on that channel. Maybe they're censoring the news. I'll have to get my son to try to pull up these stories in the Philippines, because they are not always censored over there. I've seen that before. So we'll try, all right? And anyways, let's take a look now. Okay, folks, if there was ever anything that you don't need at this time as an American, or anyone else, particularly an American, you don't need somebody telling Donald Trump that his life is much like Jesus Christ. Believe me, folks, that is a bad idea, okay? He's already full of himself. President's spiritual advisor sparks backlash for comparing his life to Jesus. Not a good idea, folks. Not a good idea. All right? Who knows what will enter that mind of his? Who knows? All right, oil surges after Trump's speech. Ground invasion this weekend, ? Plan to seize uranium. They better not blow it. Iran better not blow it, or you're going to have uranium all over you. So I don't know. I guess the United States has a plan that will work. Okay, by the way, one of the reasons why the Straits of Hormuz, this is according... sorry, folks. I'm wet, a little bit cold, and tired and dirty. So bear with me here. According to the Chinese AI guy, Iran has lots and lots of trucks with missiles that only take about 7-8 minutes to launch. Maybe less than that. They're probably around 7, 8, 9 minutes to launch. And he's saying that they are all over the area of the Straits of Hormuz. All within that area, 5, 10, 12 kilometers out. He's saying that there are thousands. So we'll see if that's true or not. I could see an American task force going in there and trying to, blow out the joint. But if they're 15, 18 kilometers, 31 kilometers in, 41, 46 kilometers in, I don't think you can do it. I don't think the United States could do it. I don't think they could track down that quickly unless they have ground penetrating radar or something like that. I don't know, because they're supposed to look just like a regular tractor trailer that delivers food and whatnot. So we'll see. All right, Iran vows crushing response. All right. According to Smith, whatever this is, tired-looking Trump has run out. Sorry, it's throwing advertising at me. Let me get rid of this. Tired-looking Trump has run out of things to say. Well, it's getting to be kind of like a one-trick pony. It's this gas thing. And I mean, it's puzzling to me, because if I were president, the very last thing, not car insurance, not Medicaid, not whatever, the very first thing I would not want to have go up substantially is gas and oil. That's the very first thing. So why he continues with this puzzling behavior of forcing this, I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense to me. Then again, I always thought that the scam, the COVID-19 scam, was a scam, and no one believed me. Everybody thought it was all on the up and up. So I don't understand this at all. Macron has words. It's a French prime minister or whatever he is. He's saying that he hates NATO and he's mocking them. Oh, okay. Tehran responds to address with missile attacks on Israel. And this is not showing anything about putting a big hole in the side of a tanker. that's trying to make it through the Straits of Hormuz. I don't understand this. Let's click on that and I will take a look for you. Iran responds to Trump address with missile attacks on Israel and Gulf states. Iran rejected the ceasefire, according to this. Just for good measure, they said, we'll throw some rockets at Israel and all of the Gulf states there, or whatever they're called. All right. Iran responded to President Trump's Wednesday evening address with a barrage of attacks on Israel and other Persian Gulf states, showcasing its defiance amid reports of ceasefire negotiations. I don't mean to sound like I'm taking part with the enemy, but I don't think that you're going to make much tailwind with trying to negotiate when you stopped midstream into negotiations while they're at the table with you and you attack them anyway. It doesn't seem promising to me. And like I said, I don't want to sound like a backer of Iran, but if I was Iran, I don't think I would appreciate that. All right? I want to make that clear. So let's continue on here. All right. Back here, and let's get into it. We have a new Nancy Guthrie update. I want to make a bet that it's nothing to do about nothing burger time. The family must have had something to do with it. This is really unorthodox when you get this. It's just not normal. It's just not normal. They usually have something. Somebody hears a gunshot. Somebody sees a car speeding by. I know it was in the middle of the night, but I don't know. I don't know. It was very, very cold. It's in that area. It's very cold, so it's possible people didn't hear anything. All right, but it seems kind of unlikely to me. All right, let's get the update. Nancy Guthrie update. New details reveal what may have foiled suspects' original plan. We're not interested. I'm not going there because that's just more speculation. Trying to get into the mind of somebody that did it doesn't make sense to go into that. Let's just continue on. The Hill is trying to send me something. That's from Iran response to Trump address with missile attacks on Israel and Gulf states. So let's get back to the Drudge Report, and we will finalize this out. Let's see. Nations to meet on Strait of Hormuz developing. Fuel crisis spurs violence in nations facing shortages. You bet. And even if there's not shortages, people are not going to like paying double what they did 40 days ago. Because, it's getting ridiculous, folks. This isn't 80 cents. This is starting to become very serious. This is where if it goes up north of 160, you're looking at maybe $45 to get to work. That's what you're looking at. $45 to get back and forth from work. If you work 35 miles, 40 miles away. It's like, with some vehicles, that's like 4 or 5 gallons of gas each way. So you're talking about $20 to $25 each way. Some people go more. I go about 28 miles. I don't like it. All right. Foreign central banks sell treasuries. Let's take a look at that. It's creating problems in foreign countries. Okay. Gas station workers in Bangladesh and Pakistan have been killed by angry motorists. Well, what can I say? And here you have a whole bunch of people lining up for gas. We've seen this before, not only on hurricanes. I have 73 and 78, 79. Painful fuel shortages are beginning to drive violence and instability in parts of Asia. In Bangladesh, illegal syndicates are stealing fuel in the middle of the night and raiding transport vehicles to stockpile supplies, as well as assaulting gas pump workers. Okay, speaking of the Philippines, in fuel theft or rage-driven assaults over the lack of supplies, authorities said. And in the Philippines last week, thousands of transportation workers went on strike to protest soaring diesel prices. And I've taken them. I know how it works in the Philippines, and it's much like that all over India and Malaysia and whatever, maybe not Malaysia, but the third world-ish countries. And I watched it myself. You probably won't believe it. But they make so little to begin with, these jeepney drivers, which are just like a long Jeep with two seats, and the front seat can hold one or two people also. And if it's a run that's not on the main road, if it goes off into the barrios and like deep out into these places out in the woods there in the boondocks, you'll have Filipinos sitting on top and hanging off the sides. I know what I speak of. But on this, I was riding a jeepney, and it was not uncommon, folks, at all. This happened constantly. When you got on a jeepney, like for example, if you were in Angeles City, and then you want to get to, let's say, San Fernando, it was not unusual at all for the driver to stop at around the halfway point in Talabastagan, and he would put in 100 pesos, and that was back when the fuel was around 80 pesos, maybe less than that, 46 pesos. So they would put in a couple of liters with 100 pesos, and they wouldn't wait long. There wasn't really lines, but that's how tight things were over there. And this just is not going to fly. And that's what they're doing. They're saying, we're not taking our jeepneys out or our tricycles, to make 40 cents. We're not going to do it. And I don't blame them. That's why we've been buying scooters hand over fist here to try to capitalize on this, because this is bad, folks. This is bad. These countries, you have no idea how it works. You take a 15-kilometer ride, which is around 7-8 miles, and the driver stops halfway in between the run. He might do it twice and count the money that he's gotten from the passengers, which isn't much more than the gas, the diesel. All right, let's continue on here. Sorry, folks, I have to get back here. Okay. Right, they've stopped. So let's continue. This is madness. That's not me saying it. This is the quote. This is intolerable. Rashid Al Mahmoud, an advisor to Bangladesh Prime Minister, said in an interview Monday, his voice rising in frustration, "Where is the global conscience to solve this crisis?" Well, spoken like a dumb Indian. What the fuck do you think it is? Do you think there's some kind of a fucking switch, dude? Like you're going to get your six-armed blue woman god there to come down and pull the switch? Are you fucking mad? What's wrong with you fucking people? And this is supposed to be one of the higher-ups. Assistant to the assistant of somebody up in the government. So you want to get this all done? Where is the... Get your fucking dumb Indian ass over there and drive a fucking speedboat through those fucking Straits of Hormuz and see what you can do. fucking retard? What the hell is going on with these people? People are starting to lose their minds. This is not a little problem that's easily solved. Grief. Student charged with spitting on ICE agent. Let's see about that. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Okay, I'm sure it's right here. Okay, the DePaul student Brett Heyer, 20, faces felony aggravated battery charges for allegedly spitting on ICE agents in Chicago at O'Hare Airport. ICE reports dramatic increases in agent assaults, 1,300% rise in physical attacks, and 8,000% surge in death threats. He was released after court appearance and will face additional hearings as felony charges proceed. Just a little thing here. You got all your buddies telling you about how great you are and how superior you are to all of us here in the United States that are such bad people that want controlled immigration. And you're elevating yourself to the point where you get a hard-on for yourself. You understand? Don't do it just because there's a lot of people that are stupid like you. Don't think that these agents are going to believe anything you say and avoid doing bad things to you. That's my advice. And it's good advice. Not everybody believes in your Candyland vision of Latino takeover of the United States, which is already happening in many, many places. I know that gets a lot of people upset. Sorry, it's the truth. You know, I had one commenter yesterday. He said, I'm homophobic because I'm homophobic because we had Charlie Crist, the ex-governor of Florida. He was around 48 years old then. And he's up there living with mom, and he's married to a model woman, and it was all a marriage of sham marriage, and he admitted it. And he came out and he said, "Look, I like getting fucked in the ass. That's my thing. I'm sorry. I don't like women. Women, even the pretty ones, I don't like it. I prefer to be butt fucked." All right? Now let's get those masks on you and let's get all those protocols and all those restrictions back because it's 2024 and we need to get back to 2020. That's what they do, folks. Homosexuals are almost all on board. There's virtually none that don't believe this. They all believe it. You can show them things up the yin-yang and they don't care. A homosexual is a homosexual. They'll believe whatever it is, and there's nothing that you can do because they think everybody thinks like them. And we don't. Typically, we don't. Let's continue on. It's the truth. Go look for yourself. Try to find a homosexual that doesn't believe in the scam. Try to get anyone in particular. That's all right. We'll just continue on here. All right, we're almost done. I don't see much more. Okay, let's get to Drudge and let's finish up because I'm going to skip everything but the most important things. Okay. Young men flocking to Sunday Mass for faith, community, and dating. Pope to agonize conservatives in Easter address. Probably going to be pushing all this rainbow business and all the rest of it. Weekend 50% crash in key Hungarian stocks. Signals trouble for Orban. He's very hard to the right. Very hard to the right. More nonsense and tomfoolery. Astronauts launch to moon first time in 50 years. We'll dine on brisket and smoothies. Well, what happened to Tang? And those little chicken liver, whatever it was, those things that you look like a popsicle. What happened to those? All right? Okay. Austria latest to block U.S. warplanes from using its airspace. All right, astronauts launched to moon first time in 50 years. Did they do it, or what? Let me. All right, please, will you guys give me a break and stop throwing commercials at me so I can find out and tell these people what is real and what is Memorex? Okay, there it is right there. Highlights: Artemis 2 astronauts reach orbit on historic mission to the moon, and there's no more space shuttle. The space shuttle had the worst crash per flights of any, I think it was any airplane or what, even including airplanes. It was, they had a very high rate of failure. So, all right, so we're supposed to believe that this rocket that looks like 1969 all over again. Sorry, folks. Let me put it on pause. It could be 10 minutes for a stupid ad.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
10, 9,
7, 3, 11.
5 inches. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition.
Okay.
And liftoff.
Right?
The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great. Good roll pitch. Roger, roll pitch.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Houston now controlling the flight of Integrity on the Artemis 2 mission around the moon. Integrity, AMT high.
Put the hammer down. Get rid of that first stage or whatever it is.
Integrity passes the ultimate vehicle. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on the engines. Space launch system core stage. Integrity, 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour.
Okay. There you have it. Supposedly going to the moon, and parts there too. Okay? Whatever. All right? It's supposed to be a simple 10-day mission to go in close proximity to the moon. Okay? They're not going to land with only four seconds of fuel left. We won't be seeing that on this one, I don't think. But they had to make it really, really interesting the first time or the second time, whatever. You know what? And then they had to bring out the dune buggy and all the rest of it. So I don't know what to tell you. All right? Take care, folks. We're done, and I will talk to you later.